Thanks for tuning in to our movie review on Glass, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring James McAvoy, Bruce Willis, and Samuel L. Jackson. We all got to see
Sarah Paulson
as well. Anya Taylor-Joy, Spencer Treat Clark, Charlene Woodard. Okay, whatever. I can go on. Okay. I'm Coop. This is Ian, Nick, John, and Ben. We all saw the movie last night, and we all had some different opinions on it, and so we're just going to discuss them. So, before then, why did I say before then? But moving forward, we're going to be talking a lot about the movie, so if you want to avoid spoilers, stop watching now. You should go see this movie, and before you see this movie, you should go see Unbreakable and Split if you want to understand Glass just a little bit.
Definitely Unbreakable.
Yeah, definitely
Unbreakable for sure.
Alert. So, anyway, let's get into it, I guess.
Yeah. Anywhere particular you think we should go? Should we just overall, if you liked it or not?
Who liked it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
who liked it? I
raise your hand.
Personally liked it. I love the movie. I mean, I might have to see it again. Who knows? Maybe my opinion might change. But right now, I love it. I give it 4 out of 5 stars at the moment.
Can you tell me why?
I thought it was one of his best.
Yeah, I agree. My favorite M. Night movies are Signs. I'm a big fan of The Village. I love Unbreakable. And there's The Sixth Sense, of course. That's a great one. Yeah, they're all pretty twisty. They're all pretty interesting. What, did you like it?
You were mixed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty mixed. I don't really know.
Pretty mixed.
Why?
There are a lot of things about it that I like, but also a lot of things I don't like. The first half was really good. I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. But in the middle and then towards the end, it just fell off. Like, the whole end to me was like, they had a movie planned out. They knew what they wanted to do. They started filming, and then they realized, like there wasn't enough, like, space, and they had to just fucking shove it all in one. Sorry, but we only have one left, guys.
So you think they could have like drawn it out more?
Yeah, it's just like, no, it's just the whole ending part was just so fast paced. There's so much stuff thrown at your face at one time.
You're
it's
right.
like it's like boom, 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 and it's like also major spoiler here, but like dead right away, and it's like one person dies, the next person dies, the next person dies.
Yeah. When they like killed all those guys, I was cool with James McAvoy and Sam Jackson. I was kind of expecting that.
Yeah,
right.
But not Bruce Willis.
I don't understand what they were doing with Bruce Willis at the end.
Which part?
When they were
like John.
So
that's his weakness.
So if you've seen Unbreakable,
they killed him, and then they were just like, oh shit.
That's one of the things that disappointed me in the movie. I was like the way they killed him off was just kind of like, you gotta be kidding me, right?
Well, even the son was like, what the fuck did you do?
You know,
and then
it kind of just happened.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, really?
Yeah.
You know, but
oh my god.
Technical difficulties, everybody. Hold on.
Yep.
All right. Moving back into it.
Sorry about that.
Woo!
Anyways, where did we leave off?
All right. So, anyways, due to technical difficulties.
Yeah. The whole psychiatric, those scenes were like pretty badass. Yeah.
I really enjoyed them. Like at first, I thought while I was watching Act 2, I was like, man, this is like a really slow movie.
It is slow, but I love the dialogue. The dialogue was
wasn't
awesome.
bad. Like every what I thought made up, like every shot meant something. Like the cameras, the pothole, which that was really cool. And it was really slow, but at the same time interesting. And I mean, Unbreakable is a slow movie.
Yeah.
So the thing about Unbreakable is it's more of a character-driven film instead of a superhero film. You go into the movie probably thinking in 2000, whoever saw Unbreakable, I was barely alive, right? So it's like you walk in and you're thinking, oh, it's just some kind of Sixth Sense or something like that. But then you realize, oh, it's kind of this guy maybe being a superhero. And the second one, Split, is completely kind of different, and then by the end it's like, oh, they're all connected, right?
Yeah.
So going into Glass, I think what
were you thinking it was going to be like super crazy?
I think what it could have been better. I think what you kind of it was trying to be a superhero movie, like a comic book superhero.
But they did it like,
which it shouldn't have been.
Right.
That Act 2, those first 2 acts were really like, they were kind of true to Unbreakable and Split.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought the ending could have been so much more. I think it was just so abrupt. I think that was like something that I talked to like you about, but like I felt like, because like I understood like that everybody died and like, but it was just so like it was just in like such a dumb way. I mean, like James McAvoy gets shot. And then, that's just it.
Spoiler.
Like, I mean, major spoiler.
We've addressed that.
We've addressed it.
It's just so, like, it's not like, I thought it was just, like, coming into the movie, especially seeing the trailers, I thought it was going to be so badass. It just looked so cool. And then, like, seeing it, and then seeing everything progress, and then seeing the ending, I was kind of just, like, I felt like there was so much left on the table. Like, I felt like M. Night didn't give it everything he got. I thought it was a good movie. I just think there could have been so much more to it. But I mean,
well, because they introduced this whole cult, taking everybody out.
Actually, now thinking about it, they kind of just like they introduced him in a way. Remember when you see the little Lucky Charm thing.
Yeah.
It was like when I was watching, I was like, am I supposed to catch
it? It was when he was like,
because I thought that was something.
The first time I saw it was when.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I supposed to know something like that?
Right.
So that was something that I felt flawed. And Bruce Willis's death I thought was probably the saddest because it was just like it made me angry because it was just like he felt a little underused, a little bit in the second half.
He was underused.
It was kind of like he disappeared for about 10 minutes or so, and then suddenly it's like. He's really there to be.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Sam Jackson
do something about it.
Sam Jackson. Here's what I thought was really cool. Like Sam Jackson is supposed to be the villain, right? Glass is supposed to be the villain, but I think at the same time he was really being a hero because he wanted to show the world that the superheroes exist.
It's kind of like an anti-hero thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So in the end, like they all were really heroes.
Right.
The plan was to just. That's what I thought was the great plan.
Yeah.
And I thought it went all into shit, but when you figure out
the twist
that. I was saying it through the movie. I was like, this means something. I was like, why are they going to the basement? When they leave, I was like, why are they going to the basement?
Yeah.
Everything means something. And you forget about it. And they come right back to it. Why was he doing all that shit on the computer?
Yeah.
You think it's about something else, but no, it's about the climax, which is, bam, superheroes are out there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was uplifting about
Here's
the film.
my problem with the movie, because I really didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was like slow, and it's like, whatever. What makes a good sequel or whatever.
End of the trilogy or whatever, yeah.
If you don't see any of the prior movies and it can stand on its own, you can watch it and be like, okay, that was a good movie. That makes a sequel good.
Mm-hmm.
Now with this, like, Unbreakable stands on its own, obviously. It was a good movie.
First one.
Even if it's not connected to Unbreakable, it stands on its own. It's a good movie.
Until
this movie does not work with any prior knowledge to the other movies.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that takes something away from it. Especially with the hype that it had behind it and the direction they took.
But it's not like they didn't like help you out, I guess you could say.
They really did.
They really
Their tie-ins were
They did some flashbacks.
Nice.
What I think is kind of dumb, and I assume in Unbreakable on the train you literally just see
Well, that's the
Bruce
first scene of
Willis,
the whole
that's it.
movie.
Right, I know that, but you just see him. Like, you don't see anyone else. Right?
Well, the shot is
Isn't it?
pretty
Don't they show
similar.
the dad in the?
No, I know it's the same.
Right?
I have to see it again.
Because we watched it. Well, we watched that opening scene.
So originally, Unbreakable was actually originally supposed to be a trilogy. It's not like he made Unbreakable and suddenly Split came out of his ass 17 years later. No, the Horde was supposed to be in Unbreakable.
No, yeah.
Right. So he's had this plan for 19 years. It's not like he just started making new ideas.
Yeah.
Everything means something.
I was reading something and Sam Jackson was like driving around, and anytime he'd see him, he'd be like, "Hey, when are we doing the sequel?" So it took him a long time.
I mean, exactly. Like, everything means something, and since it was like so many years in the works and it's been in his head for so long, I expect the ending to be more satisfying than what they gave us.
Did you enjoy the twist though? Did you see that coming?
I didn't see it coming.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was stupid. Like,
I see what you mean because you haven't seen the prior ones.
Well, I did.
Oh, you saw Unbreakable as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like, it's like I understood what was going on. But
Right.
If I didn't, like,
I see what
lost.
view you're seeing. Yeah, I understand what you're saying it from. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
Well, if I'm gonna watch a movie that is supposed to be the end of a trilogy, I'm not gonna go see Return of the King without watching Fellowship and Two Towers.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I'm gonna try to
especially
watch
going
all.
into a movie, right? And I get it. You can go into a movie like Split. Split was put out.
You don't have to see Unbreakable.
Right, but they did that on purpose because they wanted that to happen.
Right.
They made that movie to make so that no one knew. They didn't advertise it as a sequel, and you only knew when the movie was over, the last thing. So they made it that way on purpose. When he made this movie, he wasn't trying to make a movie that was its own standalone thing. And Unbreakables was the first movie.
Right.
So why would he make a movie that is possible for a sequel when you don't know how it's going to happen? Right? Like, he could put things in there that can like link to a possible sequel, but you don't want to make something that's so like there's a sequel coming, because then what if it doesn't? Like, what if the movie bombs completely?
That makes sense.
Yeah, no.
So like overall, what is it on Rotten Tomatoes? Like 44?
It was a 34.
I think it's
36.
It went up 2%
way better
since
than that.
last night.
So
Again, like I'm looking at, I walk into this movie seeing it as
Should be a
this is
70
36,
at
like,
least.
this should
So,
be
like,
exactly right.
for everybody here, would you
Yeah.
say deserving or undeserving of 36? And if not, what's your percentage and why?
I'd say
Okay.
I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay, no, like out of 100, because
Out of 100,
Rotten
what would
Tomato.
you say?
100.
Where would you put it
I'd
in?
give it an 80, honestly.
80.
Okay.
Why?
It
you
was
go
a little
first.
corny.
Yeah.
I could tell they were going in a weird, different direction the first act, and as the movie progressed, I liked it more, and I just liked the story he was putting together. And again, I know M. Night wants he really wanted to make this his own, right? He didn't care what anybody else said, I know that, but he did. So I think by Act 3, although it was a combustion of bullshit and crazy shit, I think it still succeeded.
Okay, sorry, I saw you were about to say something, but so, I feel like, but there's a massive plot hole in my opinion, and I've said this before. This is like the only thing that we've talked about, because prior to this, we kind of kept it. We're gonna wait to talk about it until we're all sitting down, just because it makes it easier, and we don't all know what people think. But the one thing that I did say was there's a scene where we see when he's in the comic book store. I think is a comic book store where he picks up
and
he picks up. I think it's like the Whisper Man.
Whisper,
I think
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
and he looks at it, and then that's it, and that you don't see anything else for a while. So when I saw that, I kind of assumed, he's a son of Bruce Willis. I assume maybe they're gonna say
he has
because
the power to.
right, because he's like the son, somehow he got one
thought
too.
that too for a
So I
second.
thought that they were gonna connect it with it was like they're telling us it's a new person.
Yeah.
So then the movie progressed and nothing happened. They didn't say anything. But then the ending, there's a scene where they show the dad, Bruce Willis, and him,
And
and
his
he
son.
right, and he does the whisper
From
thing. He does
Unbreakable.
this right. But I understand that. But at the same time, it's the exact cover of the thing, and maybe that's because he saw that and it brought him back memories. But they didn't do any flashbacks there, so it's almost like they tied those two things in to almost be like that's his character, because they say because remember how they were talking about how the comic book it's not real, and then they showed pictures of the comic book.
Right.
And it was the metal all that.
Right.
So I thought, they're showing the comic book, and then when they showed that thing of him doing this, that was because that's what the front was, and that's where it started. So the comic book, it was real, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they did
Parts
that.
of it, yeah.
But then nothing happened, and they didn't say anything. Maybe it is
It may
something.
seem like a plot hole, but at the same time, M. Night's got some kind of
unless it's for another movie,
clever, I think he said he's done with the glass.
right? So there's no way,
Who knows?
Unless it's in a deleted scene,
right? Yeah.
I mean,
be-
we'd probably have to watch the whole trilogy over to maybe figure out every plot hole you think
Right.
is a plot hole.
I
but
couldn't
really,
miss
it's
it,
not
right.
a plot hole.
Yeah.
It's kind of there's something else that you just got to look for.
It just seemed
Right.
weird because I was sitting there but maybe he's gonna come in. I thought who knows? It's a superhero. It was turned into a superhero movie.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe he would come in and help out or something. Something like that would have happened.
Well, even
He
they
did
kinda-
try to help out, actually. If you really think about it, he did.
But I mean, in a superhero standpoint of him being the Whisperer,
Of being
and that new
him.
character came out.
right.
If you think he's kind of the whisper in his ear. He's got the headset.
Oh,
Right.
And
Yeah.
also
That's an
remember
interesting
he
way to
comes
Or
out-
is that them saying he is the Whisper Man but very sly without actually doing
Well,
anything
they-
about
And
it?
the whisper when he goes in Unbreakable, that little
Right.
flashback scene. That's when Bruce Willis shows him that he is a hero. He kind of
Right.
discovered he uncovers.
So
his
maybe
identity.
he is Whisper Man and they just didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
And that was them telling you without telling you.
Well,
Yeah.
even him reading the comic, and then the next scene is him in their little office.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
listening, so I was like, oh, maybe they're, And even Samuel Jackson was saying, one of the quotes was, this is an origin story.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that one of those three people who survive were going to be you know, like a
it's an
superhero
origin
or
story
something.
to the future of superheroes, cause,
Right.
Because you know there's more.
Right.
Because that's where Sarah Paulson she was going, but she fucked the whole thing
Yeah,
up. Because Sam Jackson, the master.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it gives me chills just thinking about it. I'm serious. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the performances?
We should probably. We
okay, we're gonna.
We have to do our scores. We just kind of did you and stuff.
Sorry.
I'll go really fast. We'll go really fast.
Yeah.
I would say probably like 57 or so.
Okay.
I just like there are a lot of good aspects of it, but there are still a lot of bad, and it just kind of balances out in the middle. And there's like I don't know. I was not satisfied when I left. Like when I left, I literally didn't know what to say. Like I was like, I don't even know what I just like.
I didn't know what to say either, but in kind of an opposite way.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like for me, it was like, what did I just watch? Like I felt like so much was thrown at me at the end of the movie that I was like, wait, like what? Like I know what happened, right?
Right there.
Yeah. But I mean, that seems like lazy writing to me. That seems like he wrote a really good story, and then he's like, how am I gonna fit the rest of this movie into a regular movie time? So then he had to throw that whole fight sequence in, and then he's like, oh, well, I have to do this now. And he's like, well, let me just put it in here.
I mean, it's tough because, like, it took so long to get into it because there had to be so much setup to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I can understand why it was rushed. It's just, like, it's unfortunate that it had to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Could have been better if it was, a little longer or...
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind if it was longer.
Right.
If they took it to the...
That's what I think they were going. That's what I thought they were going to do. And I was like,
You want to share your?
Yeah. I mean, I'd give it a 70 just because those first two acts were pretty well done.
Yeah.
I mean, even the second act was
still corny writing.
Yeah.
I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But I mean, the acting made it so much better. I think.
I would agree with that.
But the fight scene, I think the way they shot it, the way they edited it, I don't know. I just like. I wanted more punches. I wanted more, rather than like the way they set the camera up to where like you remember when like the Beast is holding them and like got the camera in the face and everything.
Cool. Yeah.
Like I wanted it to like look at it from like my perspective and seeing it there rather than in Bruce Willis's perspective.
Yeah.
I just have one quick thing. Also, I don't know. I completely forgot to say this, but to me, it also felt like the first half was like Split Part 2.
It really was.
It was very heavily based on him, and I like. It just doesn't seem right when you're making a movie about glass.
Almost to the point where I felt like it was James McAvoy's movie.
Right.
It was his movie.
It starts out with him. Like,
and then Sam took over.
That's another con to the movie because
this is supposed to be Sam Jackson.
Some people go in expecting this is going to be a sequel to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
No, it's really a sequel to Split.
It's more Split.
Right.
If you think about it, at the end,
it is glass.
The underlying idea, it's really glass that makes it all happen.
Yeah.
Well, 100%, and I think that's why they probably
like
did it the way they did.
He's behind everything.
You think it's gonna be about Bruce Willis,
right?
But Unbreakable is about Bruce Willis. That's why we lost him a bit in there.
Yeah.
And then you think it's gonna, the second one was about James McAvoy. And this one, the whole plan is all because of him. It's all because of glass.
Right.
Like
even if they don't show him,
comes all the way back to the train.
But I honestly think James McAvoy had more screen time.
Oh, he 100% did.
Yeah. I mean,
well, he's got 12 personalities. You got it.
More than that. 24.
Yeah, that was.
Was it 24?
It was 26 that he did on screen, but
26.
Right. So he's 24.
Made it in the film.
Gotcha.
24 with the Beast though.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Sure.
That's why I was saying 24.
Yeah, but so for me, I would say I'd say mid 60s range.
Yeah.
Just because I think the acting performances, I think it saved it. Even though I kind of did say acting was a little shoddy, but that was not because of Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, and Sam Jackson. But to me, there was an undeveloped ending. It was a little slow at the start. It was like a peanut butter sandwich with
without the jelly.
Little when you're squeezing the jelly out and it makes that farting noise. That is what.
No, I really don't.
It felt like.
There's a jar of jelly.
Why are you squeezing? Why are you squeezing the sandwich, dude? Don't squeeze the sandwich.
My jelly out. Nah.
Don't squeeze it.
Jelly isn't jars.
Squeeze it. No.
Yeah.
No. But
talking about you scoop it, slap it out.
Yeah, there we go.
Bro, just buy Uncrustables.
Squeeze it out, and then it's like making a farting noise, and you can't get a lot. That's what it was, and there could have been so much more jelly. to it. And it was missing that.
Do you toast your buns or what?
Missed it.
Did they toast the buns?
Do you toast the buns?
They did. I think James McAvoy toasted the buns. I think he toasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think
I
so.
think
How about for you, Ben? What was your?
I would give it a straight up 50.
Well, actually, I have a question before you go. Who would be the main character in this movie if they was nominated?
See, I just
It has
felt
to be
like it
James
was.
McAvoy.
I just
Right.
felt like it was McAvoy's
But
movie.
it's for Glass.
For Jackson. It's for Sam Jackson.
Great Escape. Who's the main character? Richard Attenborough, probably, or James Garner. But who's like who's the guy? It's
Right,
Steve
but James
Buscemi.
McAvoy has so much screen time that it's like it's his. He should be the main character.
His movie. Because Steve McQueen in Great Escape, Steve McQueen had a considerable amount of screen time to the point where you knew it was Steve McQueen's movie.
Go watch Great Escape, by the way.
Go watch
Just
Great
go
Escape.
watch Great Escape.
Really watch Great
best movie
Escape.
ever. Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is,
I cut that
dude, like James McAvoy sold the movie to me.
He did.
Sam Jackson played a great part. Bruce Willis played a great part, and I love their tie-ins. But I just think, like you kind of said, when you kind of said lazy writing, did you say lazy writing?
He might have too.
Understand,
I
agree with
Bill
that.
Crumb would not be the Horde if it wasn't because of Glass. That's why Glass is. That's why he's the main character.
Well, because he brings it out of him. But like, I'm just talking about acting performance here. Solo.
Well, I think
totally.
Acting performance. I think James McAvoy deserves an award, but is he going to get one? Probably not.
No, probably.
But
I have a question though.
Yeah.
This is really random, but I just kind of like put two and two together. So she works at the zoo, right?
yeah.
And this is gonna be a weird connection, but I'm gonna tie it in anyways, and you're probably gonna be like weird, but I wonder if that's why they did it. So his character, she can like tame the beast,
Yeah.
right?
That relationships.
Right. They have
that was well done.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is she knows she can like tame him, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's a weird, very far off connection, but did they put her in the zoo to be like she's like, oh, I know, and it's very dumb, but like she's like, I know how to like, she knows how to work with like a animal, you know?
Well, didn't he work at the zoo?
He worked.
Isn't that what it was?
Something like that.
Well, what I'm like, did she go there because she's like, I know how to take care of like an animal kind of thing?
Yeah, her sole purpose was to steer him away from the light.
Right.
Or steer
I think
the
there
beast
could be-
away from the light. So
There
like
could be some symbolism.
that.
Yeah.
was-
Right. I wonder if that's what they were doing there.
I think,
Everything's a
like I
symbol.
said, the relationship was great.
I mean, because they close in on her.
And
Yeah, they do.
jacket.
Yeah.
So,
I genuinely felt for I liked that
yeah.
pairing.
I think out of
Great.
all the pairings, that
I'm
was the
glad that
best.
they brought all those people back too.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they
Yeah.
brought them back.
And they brought back the kid from Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The acting
Yes.
was a bit rusty.
It was-
But you know what? He
It was
did
good,
it.
man.
He did it.
Yeah.
He got through it, and I was okay.
We should let Ben do it. He just said his
You
score
said
and then
50,
I cut
yeah?
him off.
Sorry.
I
sorry.
say a straight 50.
Yeah.
I think it gave me half of what I wanted, and that's
Well, what was it that you wanted?
Well, yeah, what would you want?
I was expecting more like just from the trailer itself, like it was all this action.
I said,
shit,
yeah.
And then, again, like what you said,
You wanted more
expect
fights
all
and-
this
yeah.
action, and it doesn't give you that. It doesn't
Right.
give you.
It gives you the more of a mystery, though. You know, it's like it's a really clever, like it's
This dude drowns in a puddle. That's disrespectful.
I think the water tank scene was cool.
Yeah.
The fight,
It
the
was.
little,
And then they had him die in a puddle.
But in a
puddle.
come on, really? Like this guy
know.
survived a train wreck, and yet
well, it's his
dies.
kryptonite. I mean, Superman is Superman, but
in a
when he gets
puddle.
the kryptonite,
But
Yeah.
it's a puddle. It's not
It's
like
a
he was
puddle.
like if he died
In the
tank,
ocean
like,
or whatever.
It's not like they
dies
threw him in the
tank.
ocean.
Yeah.
But
You
like
know?
no, it was like a
But
puddle.
it's
a
a
puddle.
puddle on the ground.
It was a pretty
Yes,
big
I
puddle.
was angry. I was very
Yeah.
angry.
Puddle wasn't that small. It was actually
But-
cold.
As much as you love the movie, you're saying
I'm
a lot of
saying-
cons.
I'm trying to say, yeah. It made me angry.
Just want to
but
point that out.
still,
What
it's-
did you give it? Like an 80 something?
Yeah.
I think an 80-something is a solid film.
Yeah.
I thought this was a solid film.
I thought it was solid.
Could you
A
back
lot
me
of
up on
things that you were
I thought it was a
saying.
solid
I thought it
film.
was-
I think it was a solid
But
film.
I mean, I don't even know. Like, what was other percentages here in that you said was like a good movie?
I mean, it's
Like-
the 80s.
Like you said, like what was Bohemian Rhapsody, like a 64?
Yeah.
What?
You said that was a good movie.
I thought that
Yeah.
was a good movie.
Yeah, but like, I
It
mean,
was a beautiful movie.
I don't know. There's a lot of good things. There's just a lot of bad things too. There's a lot.
I think I'm a bit biased because I am a die-hard fan.
No,
of this series.
I don't think that. M. Night did a terrible job. I just think there was a lot of things that was left for like there was a lot of things that was just missing. Like it was there was a lot of substance. Like that fight. Oh, like I wanted them to go to the building and fight at the building. Like I wanted them to do that. I wanted them to actually try to carry out the plan.
I think that's it wasn't the plan. The whole plan.
Building.
The movie was like 30 minutes long or 40 minutes longer. I would have sat there.
Well, I think
it did seem anticlimactic a little bit.
The plan was a complete diversion.
But then
I agree
a fight on the tower, that's cheesy
so
also.
Badass.
Yeah.
It would have been badass. I was like, no way, they're really going to do this. I thought they were going to stay right here.
What if they threw Bruce Willis off the building into like a I don't fucking
river.
Like
a river.
Something like a lake. And that's how he died. That would have been cool.
I just
like so cool with that. The Beast jumps off the building, like tackles him in a river. Like, dang. I would have been like, that is so dope. But he drowns in a puddle. Like that was.
I mean,
and then the Beast gets shot.
You got to think about.
I will
shot.
But I will say though,
strong character.
No, but that was Kevin. His exit, if you want to call it, was really good. I thought it was pretty good. Like with his conversation with her, and like he was like, and how he was like, oh, you know, I'm like they're letting me be in the spotlight for the rest of the time. Like that's like fuck.
I think
that was nice. That was nice.
His death was the best death by far.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the other deaths were like
it made sense, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Sam Jackson. I think he is.
He falls. He's done.
Well, yeah, but like I don't know. I felt.
He falls.
But if you think about it, though, James McAvoy's character does. I mean, it's a kind of a major flaw because when his name gets called, he gets pulled out of the state that he's in. Right? He gets pulled into the beast.
Yeah.
So anyone can call his name and then just shoot him and he's dead. I
think in Split they. There's only a little certain
couple
window
people.
Of time. Window of time that you can do.
Or they use the light
before
and
they
flash
out.
Yeah, or the light. But
right, but that's what I'm saying is all they gotta do.
But remember, they explained it. They explained it outside the lights.
Oh, right, because that's the inside.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they could have lured him inside.
No, that wouldn't happen. The fight was supposed to stay out there.
Right, but what I'm telling you is if like I don't know, like I'm telling you like the way they could have. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah.
The mind of M. Night.
Yeah.
No, man.
You guys, any final comments?
What was your guys' favorite scenes?
Favorite scenes?
What was your favorite scene?
Honestly, I think my favorite scene was the end when he's dying, when McAvoy's dying. I really like that scene. That was a very good like.
I'm gonna do a total geek thing.
Okay, go.
My favorite scene was when M. Night was cameoed in the movie.
Oh yeah.
One thing that was a total plot hole for the whole. So when I saw Split, when I saw Unbreakable, he's like this drug dealer in the stadium. When I see Split, at first, of course, I didn't know that it was part of the series. So he's this technician guy, and then once I figured it out, I was like, I wonder if he'll be in the third movie, and then he'll tie this whole thing up. And guess what? He did that, and it was a super corny, weird scene, but like. It was kind of like the best Easter egg like ever because he ties everything up in some way, even if you think it's a plot hole, ties everything up. It just supports like how good of it, even if the movie may have failed, how good of a story you could tell. Like,
it's not going to fail though. This movie is going to make so much money. Opening weekend it's going to make so much.
Is what I'm calling.
Oh yeah, it's going to do great. I mean, the amount of people that are talking about it, it's just I do want to say that one thing was just James McAvoy's acting abilities like. It's so
insane,
unbelievable,
dude.
I mean the scene, but when he's talking to, I guess you could say talking to himself. With there's the mirror and then the other mirror, I think it is, and the camera goes back and forth, and it's in between characters. And like there's one time where it's still on him when because they tried to do it in between to like change, but there's one point where he's talking in character and they're still in you can still see him, and the way he just flips like it's like I don't know how he did it.
The light,
every
time.
That's the one
that role has to be top 5, even maybe higher.
I might even put it at number 1.
Role of all time to play, and he absolutely doesn't.
If I met James McAvoy, I don't even know if I know who he is. Honestly,
I don't think he knows who he is at this point.
He doesn't even he's like the 25th. You know, the 25th split personality.
I think and then it was amazing because there was one role with a Scottish accent, one personality, and James McAvoy is obviously Scottish, but like one of them, only one had his original accent,
right?
Which is really cool. I mean, just like Because there were
they were all different, dude. They were all
and so many different things.
Mannerisms that he had to do.
Even spoke Spanish. Didn't he speak
Spanish?
Yeah.
But even just mannerisms, like when you go from one character to another, and it's just
Patricia
like even
too?
right when he goes to Patricia, just him turning around, you can see his body is like it's just
Change.
like it's like a different person.
It's all, you never wonder who he is. You always know what character he's playing.
Oh yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're like,
so
who
insane.
is he? You know who he is.
Right.
Yeah. That's Kevin. That's the Beast.
Hedwig.
Yeah.
That's my favorite character.
Going back to the scenes, I think a couple of my favorite scenes were like the scene when the Beast tackles Bruce Willis out the window.
Oh yeah.
I think that was really cool to me. And then when they all were together in that 3-chair
with the color
formation, with the color contrast.
That was probably my favorite too.
Cool, and they all were interacting with their own thing, and I just thought it was really cool, especially to see, because I know James McAvoy went through quite a few split changes in that period of time. It was so I don't know, it was really cool to me, and I think those are two scenes that really drove it home for me. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
I think we're kind of overlooking. Sarah Paulson's performance.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
I thought she drove the movie.
I mean,
I'm a be fan of her.
They're all together, all three of them together, and she makes them believe that they're not.
I wasn't sure. I thought that would be the twist.
Sarah Paulson brought in the scene that I was talking about with the 3 chairs, and they're all gathered in there. I think Sarah Paulson was
comic book convention.
Was a considerable driving force, especially in that scene, and that with them all grouped together. I think it was cool.
Yeah,
and the way her character too is for the twist to work, she needs to play a character that she has to hide her real identity, and I guess it just she did a great job at it. I thought it was really good. I didn't see it coming, and I mean not to toot my own horn here, but I usually see when when twists are coming. It's kind of obvious. You can there's so many things that they throw in there, but for this, I really didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I think that's her. I mean, other than M. Night and his directing, but I mean, that's really what she had to do. She had to make that character because I mean it's 2 different people. She has to flip from her
psychiatrist to
the cult leader, whatever. She
is.
Those are completely different people.
Yeah.
I guess I wish another half hour maybe in that movie.
Yeah.
It could have been.
30, 40 minutes,
you never know.
I think it would have been. To me, I think I could have gave it an 80%. I bet. I could have given it to where you were. I could have walked out that theater basically speechless.
I think it's all in that fight scene.
It just needs to develop.
If they
just a little bit.
Because everything else was, I mean, awesome.
The story was slow. It was still it was keeping me on my feet. I was like, what's going on? What was your
Even when it's slow, at least the character
did a
good enough job with the characters that it keeps you in it.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
That I will give it that. The characters are great.
Character driven, it was amazing.
What was your favorite scene?
The warehouse scene.
You
get to see what they're both. It's the one scene where you get to see
them
their
fight.
True powers,
that's true.
Together,
that was pretty dope.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
My favorite scene is probably when they're all 3 in there and she's convincing them that they're not real. And that was pretty powerful. Yeah.
I may need to see it a couple more times.
Yeah.
Catch you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Also, when he slits the guy's throat with a piece of
that was crazy.
I was just slits him with some
and what is his line? He's like, I had to find the right piece or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. I've been looking for the perfect piece. Right.
Yeah.
That was just he's the villain, but he's really a hero. He's a hero for the superheroes.
Well, because you think that Sarah Paulson is the villain,
right?
This whole time. So now Samuel Jackson doesn't seem
really
as much of a
she was
villain.
So apologetic.
To
Bruce, she's like, I'm sorry.
But I'm just gonna kill you.
And it's it sucks. I was pissed that Bruce Willis died that way. Died in general, but for that ending to happen, for that
right.
For his plan to work, they all had to die. It just wouldn't have been as powerful.
I wanted him to the one last scene is Bruce waking up somewhere walking or something.
Yeah.
And you think he's alive, but yeah.
I'm sure we all would need to take a class on M. Night Shyamalan and basically this whole trilogy to understand it all.
Yeah. I think last comments. I would say watch all the movies before you watch this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And pay attention. Pay attention. Don't look at your
Definitely
phone.
watch everything.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
And you definitely should go and see it in theaters. Like, I mean, it's definitely worth it. It's a different experience. Yeah.
It's a good experience. Yeah.
But yeah.
Other than that,
go with a group of friends. Like obviously, like we have split opinions, and you know it's a cool thing to have. But if nothing else, like you can appreciate these actors and what they're able to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're honestly.
I mean, the performances were amazing, dude.
I appreciate
vision. Yeah.
Definitely.
It made me like him again.
Then what were you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dude, just keep
Alright, cool.
interrupting Ben.
Yeah.
You can truly just appreciate the actors. They do such a great job.
Well, with that being said,
hold on, we gotta
thank you for watching.
Oh, hold on.
No, it doesn't matter. You guys, we're the ones talking.
We're the ones talking. So.
Sorry if you can't hear them. They're just all right.
We'll be back if there's any movies you guys want us to review.
Make sure you guys leave comments if there's anything you want us to do.
Subscribe. You gotta subscribe.
Tell us what you think about the movie.
Gucci.